Joined here by Ty Currie. And Ty, it's been a little bit since we caught up with you last time. Good to see you.
Yeah, appreciate you having me back. It has been a little too long probably, but I'm glad to be back in here.
Yeah, we're always glad to catch up with you. And a lot has changed since last time we saw you. You were out there getting the big wins for us. Back, it seems like it's been forever since we played. 2019 seems like 5 years ago, but back then we get the historic season, and now you've moved into the coaching ranks. So just kind of talk about that adjustment and what got you into being a coach now.
Yeah, so it was kind of a hard transition for me going from kind of the player to the coach. I think kind of all the athletes kind of feel this when they stop playing, whether it be stop playing high school or at the college level. It's definitely different. The camaraderie is not always there right off the bat. You don't have scheduled practices, scheduled lift time, so all that stuff's kind of up in the air for you to keep your body in shape, which has been a little rough for me, but I'm coming around on that. But yeah, the transition's been good. Stepping into the coach's office has definitely been different. Kind of look at the scheme stuff a little bit from a different way as you're a player. But it's been great. I've been able to work with the RBs, which has been awesome. I got a great group there. So just kind of learning from them and trying to teach them, what I can and the knowledge I know. But I have a lot to learn, and I'm glad that my group's been working with me on that. The offense looks good, though. We're excited to get back out there. And, yeah, like you said, it's just been too long since the last time, so I'm happy to get this thing rolling again.
So it goes back to, 2019's done. You finished up your career. What kind of made you think, hey, I'm ready to, maybe switch and being a coach? When kind of was that discussion you had and thought, I can maybe come on staff here with Coach Ferguson?
Okay, so right when I finished, going into that last year, I kind of always had the goal of being a teacher and coach. That's kind of a career path that I've had in mind for a long time. So I was actually really fortunate to get a graduate assistant spot, which is where the school is able to help me out with my school, and then I help out with the coaches and stuff like that. So I was kind of unsure if I wanted to go right into the college coaching or if I was going to go get my teaching credential and kind of do the high school deal. But once the graduate assistant spot came open, then I was super excited to join the staff that I've been able to play for up to those years, and I have a pretty good relationship with most of the coaches in there, and so yeah, it's been great for me to get in there and kind of start coaching and just again seeing the game from a different perspective there.
Well, you said too, if you're going to adjust to being in the coaching side of things, I'm sure it's nice to stay here. You're familiar with the school, you played here. You didn't have to go somewhere else. So how nice was it to come right here on this staff?
Yeah, no, that part I'm definitely kind of lucky in that way, especially being a new coach. Just being the quarterback, I kind of knew the offense pretty well. Obviously, I still have a lot to learn with a lot of the run game technique and all that stuff. But as far as the terminology goes and just the way the process information within the offense, I'm fortunate that that's all comes pretty natural to me just because of my experience here beforehand.
Now that we're finally back out there, I'm sure, like we said, it was way too long. You guys were getting workouts in when you could, but how nice was it when, the calendar rolls to April, you guys are finally out there doing spring practice again. How nice was that first day getting back out there again?
Yeah, man, it was exciting. It was really exciting just for the players. I know that they were itching to get out there. We've been doing kind of individual workouts, some indie work up until this point, but just seeing the whole group out there as a team again was really awesome. I think they're really excited to get out there. We're being cautious with all the COVID stuff, making sure we don't have too much crossover and making sure that we're staying separate so we can keep this thing going. But, yeah, super exciting the first day out there, man. It was awesome.
I remember you were talking a little bit about it, but, moving to running back coach, being a quarterback, does it help you think a little bit? Obviously, because you were a quarterback, you understand a little bit how they tick. How nice was it to at least stay on the offensive side of the ball and not have to go maybe to defense?
Yeah, I think it definitely made the transition easier. Like I said, though, kind of coaching is a totally different perspective. So as a quarterback, I knew what they're doing, but I didn't really know the rhyme or reason to it. So I've been trying to learn that as best as I can, but definitely lucky for me to stay on offense just because well-versed I am with the terminology and just the processing of the offense.
Yeah, you remembered it from 2019. You'd call Amari's number and just, hey, run. Go get first downs, get a touchdown. Nico, you go finish it off, right?
Yeah, exactly. And, Amari's coming back, so that's great. He's been a great leader for us. He not only leads by example, but he's a pretty good vocal leader, so that's been awesome. But the young guys, man, I'm excited. I got a good group, all super talented, so we're just working hard, and then when season comes around, hopefully Ryan or whoever's playing quarterback for us will be able to do the same thing with the running backs.
How do you feel too? Like we talked about this when you were playing, in 2019, just the culture of the team. You guys went in with a different mindset that year. Like you guys were driven. Talking to all the guys, you could just tell that there was a different mindset going in. Do you think that that's really helped, even though we had to wait? Just the spring practices now. These guys know that they can taste it. That we were there in 19, and they realize that this program's on the uptick. So you think that's kind of really helped, maybe the spring practices so far?
Yeah, I think that mentality that we were able to establish in that 2019 season has carried over a little bit. We have a bunch of guys that are returning from that year, and like you said, they kind of have that taste in their mouth and what it takes to win, and then what it feels like when you do win. So it makes kind of when you wake up and you don't want to go as hard or you're tired, when you can tap into that mentality and the team can tap into that mentality as a whole, then it kind of carries over and you practice harder, you lift harder, and I've been happy with how that's transitioned over from 2019.
And we can't let you go without talking a little bit of that 2019 season, so we'll finish on this, but just recapping, what games really stick out to you there? Because to me, there was tons of games that went right to the wire. You can go over all the games we had here. It seemed like every game at home was wild. Went to the last play. What games kind of stood out to you? Obviously, I'm sure the Azusa game when we we got the share right there. But what games really stood out to you as, man, these were great games?
Okay, so looking back at it, I think our second game of the season we had Texas A&M Commerce come up here. They were ranked the year before pretty high, so we knew that we had to bring it. But that was one of my favorite games just because you see kind of these bigger schools, these Texas schools that kind of have a little bit more publicity and known for a little more football. It was good for us to see where we're at and see where we compete with those guys that maybe are on the higher level, but I think we proved that we can get out there and we can roll with anybody. So that was a fun game in that aspect. I know we fell short, but I just like the way we competed on that and the way that we showed what we can do against those bigger schools. Another game super memorable for me was when we went up to Central Washington and we beat them. I want to say that was week 4, I believe. So that was awesome. I know we hadn't got a win up in Ellensburg in 17 years or whatever years that is. So that was big for the community. I know Ferg's been wanting that one for a while, so I was happy to be able to contribute to that win. That one's really memorable. And then, probably that last Azusa game at home where we were able to secure up the GNAC championship, getting the blocked field goal at the end. A lot of videos on that, but that was super exciting. So kind of those 3 games from the 2019 season are the ones that really stuck out to me.
We even saw you out there on the special teams block. I was like, is that Ty Currie out there blocking? No. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. That year is definitely going to stick with me for a long time, but now transitioning forward, it's time to wipe that. We got a new team this year, and we got to do what we can to keep the winning going. So we're just working hard and stay grinding on that.
All right, Ty. Well, it's always great catching up with you. We appreciate you swinging by. We look forward to catching up with you again here soon, and best of luck switching to the coaching ranks, and we'll be talking to you here soon.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you having me again.